Hey there, sports fans. Mike Kirk coming at you with another episode of Laces Out. This one going to be a short one because right now we're dealing with internet outages and we've been dealing with it all day. And I don't really want to delay getting this thing recorded any longer than I have to, just because there's a lot going on this week, but with it being Thanksgiving week. So we really do want to get this episode out by tomorrow if possible, Thursday morning at the very latest. So right now we are recording this Tuesday the 26th, roughly 12:19 Mountain Time. But yeah, this week's episode, we're really just going to touch briefly on a win and a loss, polarizing teams that were actually going in different directions, and they got opposite results of what should have happened or could have happened. And then yeah, we won't actually touch into any of our weekly picks this week, so minus 2 games. So stay tuned. Okay, so first things first, what happened in Arrowhead this week? Like, damn, CU had it on lock. They controlled their own destiny at making it to the Big 12 championship game. All you had to do was beat Kansas and beat Oklahoma State. And if you saw last week's episode, you knew that I felt that Kansas was a suspect team. We should not take them lightly. They took out BYU and Iowa State the previous 2 weeks, and they are now the first team in FBS history to take down 3 ranked teams back to back to back while having a losing record. Like, come on. I don't know if CU just went into this game overly cocky or what happened here, but it was really not the greatest game in the world for them. Don't get me wrong, they showed flashes of greatness throughout the game. They were able to fight back. They never gave up. They came back within 9 points during one portion of the game. But overall, Kansas, I think, just wanted it more, which sucks because this team was, I feel, a team of destiny. Now, they're not out of the Big 12 championship hunt entirely. They obviously have to win on Friday against Oklahoma State. 10 a.m. kickoff, by the way. But they also need a lot of help. Obviously, the best route to get there is going to be Houston beating BYU. Odds of that happening? Very small. So we'll see what happens. But there's a lot of things that could go wrong, but there's a lot of things that could also go right in actually making this happen. But regardless, CU, take care of business Friday morning, beat Oklahoma State in your own house, and then we'll see what happens when the dust settles at the end of the weekend. Secondly, Florida State. Wow. Yeah, I picked them to win by 17 or 18 points. I thought that they would only get 28 points in the game. But man, they lit that thing up. And they did they cover the spread? I don't remember. I'll throw something up here to see if they covered the spread or not. I don't remember off the top of my head. But a great game overall, all sides of the ball. And unfortunately, couldn't complete the shutout. They did give up one garbage touchdown with under a minute left in the game. I know the level of competition was literally the worst of the worst, minus themselves. But still, you've got to still get up and play the game. And they did. They came to play. They came hungry. And I don't know if we're going to have the same level of intensity against Florida this weekend, but I I really don't think that this team is as bad as their record indicates. They do have several games that could have gone either way. But I think if we have a better offensive scheme and if we make adjustments like we should be throughout the game, we could have actually maybe come out with a few more dubs this season. But regardless, Florida State versus Florida, it's rivalry week. Things happen differently during these games. I mean, look at that Florida State-Miami game. You know, it wasn't a blowout. So there's that. And arguably, Miami's better than Florida. So does that mean FSU stands a chance? Stay tuned for my picks to find out. Okay, so time for our weekly picks. And we're only doing 2 picks this week. One from the ACC, one from the Big 12. Yes, it's the 2 teams that we predominantly cover because, well, it's my channel and I'll cover who I want. But no, seriously. With the internet being down, I don't have time to I'm on a hotspot and I don't have time to try and pull stuff up on this dial-up archaic connection speed to go through this stuff. And I really want to make sure this video is ready to go by tomorrow. So here's the picks for this week. First up, CU, Oklahoma State. CU should have won last week against Kansas, but then again, BYU and Iowa State should have also beaten Kansas on paper. I don't think that Oklahoma State is going to provide the same level of challenge that Kansas did. And don't get me wrong, don't sleep on any team. I don't care that they're winless in the division. Don't sleep on any team. If you want to have any semblance of a shot at making the Big 12 championship game, you've got to come in. You've got to come at it with your A game on Friday, and just take it to them. No holds barred. Run that score up. Screw sportsmanship style. You really have just got to let it all out on the field right now. So, excuse me. I'm going to go CU in this one big. I got CU by 30 plus. Mark it down. 30 plus. CU over Oklahoma State. Friday morning, 10 a.m. Who's going to be awake? Anyone going to have a turkey hangover from the day before? Lastly, Florida State and Florida. Rivalry game to end all rivalry games. And I hate picking against FSU in any aspect, let alone in a rivalry game, let alone against Florida. But seeing how they played this year, it's hard to actually say that Florida State is going to come and win this one. I think it's going to be a close game. Don't know why, rivalry game or not, but I think that something may have happened last week against Charleston Southern that may have given this team just enough confidence that they're going to go into this game thinking that they can at least compete, which they can. But I'm going to actually pick Florida in this one by 8 points. It hurts to say that, but Florida by 8 points. See, I can't even bring myself to say it with a straight face. Florida by 8 points over Florida State to end this disastrous 2024 season. Let's never experience this one again. There you have it. Another episode of Laces Out is officially in the books. So regardless of when this gets uploaded or when it gets viewed, I hope that if you're watching this, you had a great Thanksgiving and a wonderful day spent with family and friends, and were safe in your travels if you went traveling across city, state, or country, and that you enjoyed this weekend's slate of games, because the season is sadly, but finally, depending on your team, coming to an end. So as always, if you like the content, please like and subscribe. It greatly helps out all the social media algorithms, and we love to appease those social media gods. And maybe I'll throw up some links up here as well. But also, don't forget to check out the TikTok channel because we actually do instant reactions, if you didn't know, after every CU, Florida State, and Denver Broncos game. So if you haven't checked those out, make sure to check out the channel. I'll throw a link up here, a graphic up here, and I'll also throw a link down in the description so where you can check those out as well. Also, don't forget to follow my boy Trey, touchdown.talks, on his TikTok channel as well. So until next week, take care.